Everybody loves VR6. Alright, what's up YouTube? Got another car for the channel, show, whatever. Something new. Another one of my friends of mine's Volkswagens, so another treat for the Volkswagen guys out there. Basically, after high school I went to a tech college, whatever you want to call it, for a little while, and this was one of my classmates. Yeah, I don't know, he hit me up and just wondering if I could do a couple things to his car for him. He doesn't really have a lot of free time, he has kids and whatnot, so yeah, basically I'm just going to give him a hand and do a couple things to his car for him. And for this one, what we're going to try and bang out is he's got some drilled and slotted rotors. Obviously they have been used a bit, but that rust don't seem too bad. I don't really see any like pitting on there. I think throw some vinegar and whatnot on there, and I think I could get that to dissolve right off. But we're gonna have a see, and then also I'm gonna throw some new wheel bearings in here because these ones are all kind of beat. And yeah, so I'll take you guys along for that. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Oh yeah, there it is. The blurriness. Come on. Well, it's blurry, but you guys can see what it is. It's another VR6. Let's see how this works then. We'll let that soak for a bit, and the rest should melt right off. Yeah, it's already coming right off. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but cool beans. I'm gonna let that soak. Alright, so this has been soaking for about an hour now, give or take, and I basically just on and off like every 10-15 minutes or whatever, come over and kind of just go over it a little bit with Brillo pad or whatever here. And you guys saw how rusted it was before. Check this out. There's still some like discoloration and stuff like that, and there's a little bit of rust left in the slots and whatever, but it's not enough to screw with anything. Babies are like brand new. Huh? Isn't that pretty crazy? You know what they say? Work smarter, not harder. But yeah, basically now I'm gonna wash this sucker off, spray it down with a bunch of brake cleaner, and throw some new bearings in here and throw it in the car, and then let the other one soak while I'm doing that. Before I throw this other one here, let's show you the little side-by-side. That's how bad it was. And then after essentially just soaking it in vinegar, pretty crazy, right? Look at that, there goes one of those bearings. But now basically, like I said, just let that soak for a bit, and that's it. Alright, so basically, here's the inner bearing here. As I said previously, I'm just going to go ahead and reuse the races that are in here. They look fine. The wheel bearings that came out of these rotors, honestly, were probably fine, but we didn't know where they came from. Like these were in the trunk, like, you know, parts that came with the car when he bought that thing. So who knows if they were good or not. We just know the ones that were in the stock rotors were bad, so we're going to go ahead and replace them. And like I said, I'm almost positive these races seem fine. They're perfectly smooth. I don't see anything that seems wrong with them. That sits in there perfectly. But yeah, basically this bearing is dry. There's no grease in it, so I'm going to have to go ahead and pack it with some grease, and that's quite unfortunate because it's a messy job. But yeah, basically I'm going to go ahead and use this Valvoline multi-purpose disc brake wheel bearings, chassis, suspension, universe joints, extreme pressure, blah 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 blah. Good stuff, apparently. So basically, go ahead, you know, clean your, you know, get a nice glob in your palm there, and then basically gonna do that, and just kind of keep dragging the grease, pushing it through your hand, and you're gonna want to keep doing that until you see it kind of squirt out the top, and then you'll know that the bearing is lubed all throughout. It's gonna take a while. It's a total bitch. It's not really fun to do, but I don't really know any other way of doing it. But you'll see in a second, you'll see it start squirting out the top of the bearing there. See it coming right out the tip there, up on this outer edge. Basically you just want to go all the way around until you get that all the way around, and then that bearing is nice and packed with grease. And then you can go ahead and throw it in there. So, alright, I got my bearing all packed with grease now. Now I'm just going to take, I do have the dust covers for, I honestly, I said earlier I don't have the dust covers. I don't know if there's dust covers for the front. I can't recall the last time I did brakes on one of these. Like I used to have a Jetta, but I can't remember doing the brakes on it. So I don't know if there's supposed to be a dust cover for the front, or if it's just that dust cap that kind of acts as the dust cover or whatever up there. But this goes on the back, and I'm just going to go ahead and reuse it because I don't have a new one. It's not really anything special. It's literally just like a seal for the bearing. But go ahead and get that. Let me grab my mat. And basically just now, go ahead and tap that sucker in there all nice. Get even trickier. Take this guy. And there we go. Alright, so I basically got everything on here now. Put new brake pads on for them. Obviously they're rubbing a little bit right now, but once you know, go out stomping the brakes real good, that little noise will go away, I'm almost positive. And yeah, I don't know, that's basically it. So here we are, like 45 minutes later, and I'm about to finish the rest of this side. Just got to grease up this shaft here a little bit. I just had to get a shot of greasing the shaft because I just know how mature everybody is on the internet, and everybody thinks greasing the shaft is funny. Alright, shaft greased. I got the bearing and new bearing and dust cover on there. Alright. Got that on there now. Now we're going to take our outer wheel bearing. Throw that sucker up in there. Nice, nice. Got this nut. I'm just going to degrease it real quick. Gotta throw that guy in there. That goes like that, and then that goes like that. Ain't so bad, right? Spins like a freaking champ. off my needles. My needle nosers. Bend that one up that way. We're going to bend that one up that way. I'm just going to go ahead and finish off with the old hammer here. So here's a little tip. I did this by accident because I got pissed and threw it at the wall. But if you have one of these types of rubber mallets, if you just go ahead and don't run one side, it kind of is then a double action hammer. Because you got this, I think this is like aluminum or some shit, or some sort of just soft steel on that side, and then you also got then the, you know, the plastic mallet piece on that side. It's multi-purposeful. But I just realized that here, let me show you guys. This dude's helper springs on his coilovers here are frickin' broken. I don't know if you'll be able to see it over on the backside, but there's a coil and it's broken. Well, anybody that knows coilovers, helper springs are not supposed to look like that. So I'm gonna have to let him know about that. Yeah, all in all, that wasn't too bad. Definitely a lot easier doing kind of what I did and just reusing the races. Luckily, like I said, those rotors themselves, like, they were used, but they couldn't have had hardly any miles on them at all because there was really no like wear down pattern, nothing like that. So those seats that were in there were practically brand new. I feel pretty comfortable reusing the ones that were in there instead of trying to, you know, bang those or press those out and put new ones in. So that'll basically be good, and other than that, everything basically went smoothly. So that's gonna do it.